Am I the arsehole for keeping my miscarriage a secret? I, 20 female, and my husband, 24 male, have been married just about 2 years. My brother-in-law and his wife, 26, had their first baby 7 months ago. He's the cutest little baby, and I love being his auntie. But now that means we are getting asked when we're having a baby. I would always brush it off saying, oh, we'll see, or I don't know, maybe later. But I wasn't sure if I was ready after what happened. For context, I had never been on birth control before, so I was still pretty new to it. I used the Nueva ring so I would have it in for 3 weeks, then have my period doc said it's normal not to bleed. When I put it in, we had 2 days before we got married. The doc said it isn't 100 effective, the first 72 hours, but there shouldn't be any issues. Well, we get married, go on our honeymoon, and come back ready for married life. A week after we come home, I took the birth control out, but I didn't bleed, which I was told is normal. I felt super nauseous and just thought that it was my period, so I kept it out. A few days into having one in, I still felt sick. So being concerned, I took a pregnancy test. Sure enough, I could see a very faint line. Panicking, I took it out and made an appointment with my doc. That night, I started bleeding pretty bad. I told my husband and felt awful because I thought I just killed our baby. He assured that it's going to be okay and that we can go to the ER to see what's going on. I was just shy of 6 weeks. I asked my husband if we could keep it between us for the time being, and he said we could talk about it when I was ready. Well, I never was. Back to present day, some months go by, and my brother and his wife, 24, have their first. This led to my family asking me when I was going to get pregnant. I was getting fed up with it, so I ignored them. Finally, 2 days ago, we were at my in-laws for dinner, and I again was asked when were we going to have kids. I blurted out and said, well, after having a miscarriage, it's hard to want to get pregnant. My Mills face dropped and got upset that I hadn't said anything sooner and that she should have known when I was pregnant. I just walked out to the car, my husband following after me. We went home, and my husband said, maybe we should have told her, because she's had a miscarriage too. And I said, well, I didn't want to tell them because of how it happened. I just really need to know, am I the arsehole? Should I have talked to my mother-in-law sooner? Update edit, wow, thank you for all the kind words. And thank you to those who shared their losses. Much love. So I've seen a few people ask questions about when I got married and if I've gone to therapy. So my husband and I met about a week after I turned 18. He was 21. We got married a month before I turned 19 and he was 22. Yes, it was young, but he was the best thing that happened to me. My parents were emotionally abusive, so I got married faster than originally thought. But he's been the best as of therapy. I had been seeing a therapist for the abuse for 8 months, then stopped. The miscarriage was almost 2 years ago. So about 6 months after I came to terms with it, I went to therapy again for grief and loss specifically. Edit, I'm seeing a lot of people taking that. I blurted means I yelled. I didn't yell. I said that assertively to make it clear I didn't want to talk about it anymore.